I wanted to make a video today talking about the pig hunting video on my channel. It's gotten the most views and the most comments. It's not a lot of views and a lot of comments compared to other videos, but for me it was pretty good. Basically, I just wanted to kind of go through how we did that, and I'm gonna go over a little bit of a backstory. About 7 or 8 years ago, I ran across a dude on YouTube. His name is Josh Chauvin. He also, I think it was his channel might be under Apex Predator or just Josh Chauvin, but this dude was going out on WMAs. He's a marathon runner, and he would take his shotgun and he would go on his little runs through the WMA, and when he would smell a pig, he would slow down and creep up on them and shoot one and haul it back to the truck and go back out and run some more. And he would also just go first thing in the morning, walk around all day and stalk pigs with a shotgun using this, at the time he was using this Dead Coyote T-Shot, and I think I talked to him a couple of years ago and he changed it up to, I think it was like Apex Super Tungsten, or I don't remember what it was called, but he was using this Dead Coyote T-Shot. You can get this, I think I was getting it for $49.99 last year, and it's 5 shells. It's expensive, tungsten is expensive, but it gets the job done for this scenario. So basically, after I found the dude on YouTube, I messaged him on Facebook to ask him how he was doing this, and what he told me was, during teal season, and I looked all this up, the rules are, during teal season, you can shoot anything smaller than F non-toxic shot through a shotgun. And the next thing smaller than F is T-shot or double BB. You don't want to go anything smaller than that, and anything bigger than F non-toxic is illegal. So you can go out there with this T-shot tungsten and stock up on pigs in early September or mid-September during teal season, and they're unpressured. Nobody's been after them since May, if anybody was hunting them during the spring squirrel season, and they're just totally unaware of what's going on, and you can get pretty close to them. It's beautiful. Basically, I want to go over how we did it in the video using the tactics that this guy taught me. Basically, you go to a WMA that you know has a lot of pigs. You jump out of the truck, figure out which direction the wind's blowing, and walk with the wind either in your face or crosswind. The point of that is, obviously you don't want the pigs to smell you, and you want to be able to smell the pigs before you see them, because pigs stink. They smell like a petting zoo, like straight shit. So you take off walking away from the truck with the wind in your face. When you smell the pigs, you slow down. When you first hop out of the truck, you want to be walking as fast as you can, but slow enough to where you're not being loud. Pigs can't see very well, but they hear and they smell excellent. So you want to walk with the wind in your face as fast as you can, but without making too much noise. And whenever you smell them, you slow down a little bit and get to the source of the smell, which is either going to be the pigs themselves or a wallow that they were recently rooting around in. If you get to a wallow, you want to check the wallow to make sure there's no bubbles in it. If there are bubbles in it, that means they're pretty damn close, or they were just there not that long ago, because they go in the wallow and stir it around and it makes bubbles and shit. If you get there and there's still bubbles in the water, that means they're really close. Now, when you're in that scenario, the next thing you want to do, if you don't see the pigs, but you're there in the wallow and there's bubbles in the wallow itself, you want to find the tracks going away from the wallow. Chances are there's still going to be wet mud on the leaves, so you'll know which tracks are the freshest, and you're going to want to follow those tracks, given that they're not downwind of you. And if you walk fast enough, you can walk faster than those pigs are probably traveling. You don't want to walk too fast to make too much noise, but they're not running that direction unless you spooked them, which you'd probably hear them if you spooked them. But they're usually just walking casually to get to the next location or looking for feed. So you can walk fast enough to loop around them or catch up with them and then make a game plan. But if you get in the position where you smell the pigs as you're walking and you creep up on them and you're about either 100 yards or 60 yards from them, you're going to want to slow down and just kind of assess the situation, because pigs move sporadically. They're not like a deer. A deer will use the same trail all the time. Pigs just do whatever the hell they want. Now they might go to the left, they might go to the right, they might go away from you, and they might walk towards you. You really never know with pigs. So just kind of sit there, assess the situation. If you see they're just rooting up in the ground looking for something to eat, then you can make a move and get closer to the pigs. If you see that they're going to go to the left or the right, you can make a plan to cut them off. If they're going away from you, you can walk away from them fast enough to where you can cut them off, get in front of them and cut them off. Now, in the situation we had in the video, we were walking with the wind kind of coming, I guess, towards my left eye. If I'm walking forward, the wind was coming like this. And eventually we smelled pigs. We slowed down. We walked in that direction. We got to the pigs. When we got there, we were about 60 yards away. We did exactly what I said. We chilled out for a second, stood by a tree, watched the pigs, figured out they were actually coming towards us, and we got real low and lit. One sow got like 27 yards from us, and my sister dropped it. Now, that brings me to the next point, is with the tungsten dead coyote tee shot, you do not want to be shooting any further than 30 yards. 40 yards you could probably get away with on like a 30 to 40 pound pig, but anything bigger than that, the optimal range with this thing on a wild pig is going to be about 25 yards. Any closer than that, you're going to risk spooking the animal. Any further than that, you might not get the penetration you're looking for to kill the animal. And shot placement with this stuff is everything. If the pig is facing you, do not pull the trigger. It's not going to work. You're not going to penetrate the skull enough to really do any damage. If they're facing away from you, that's obvious. You don't want to shoot an animal in its back end. You're not going to do anything to it. Wait till they're broadside, and if you shoot this stuff anywhere in between the shoulder and the jawline, the most vulnerable part of a pig is right here. This is all soft, and the vertebrae is in there. There's a main artery right there. If you hit the main artery, they're going to bleed out, which optimally you want them to drop in their tracks. So the point of this is you're probably going to get enough BBs in there at 25 yards to where you're going to hit a vertebrae and just drop the animal, and then you can put the finishing shots on them. In that situation, she made a perfect shot between the shoulder and the jawline. The pig dropped with no problems. If the pig is still on the ground moving, you obviously want to put more tungsten into him. Shoot him a couple more times and make sure he's dead, because a hurt animal is a dangerous animal. I've been charged a couple of times only by wounded pigs. That's another point, is there's a common misconception that pigs are just out to get you and that they will charge you when given the chance. That's just not true. Pigs are more scared of you than you are of them. And besides that, you don't want to be out there with fear in your mind, because a scared person is a dangerous person. You don't want to make a bad decision while you're out there walking through the woods. If you hear a noise, your first instinct, if you're scared that it's a pig, you have this fear that the pigs are just going to charge you as soon as they see you. You might pull the trigger in the bushes without even knowing what you're aiming at, and it could be a deer. That is best case scenario. Worst case scenario would be another human. So you don't want to be scared of the animal, and you want to make sure you're doing everything right. But basically, to sum it all up, you hop out the truck, walk with the wind in your face as fast as you can, but slow enough to where you're not making too much noise. When you smell the pigs, you slow down, get to the source of the smell. If you come across the pigs, you can make your game plan. Every situation is different. The pigs could be laying there. They could be walking away from you, left to right, like I said. So you want to get there, watch the pigs, assess the situation, then make the game plan. You want to get within at least 30 yards of them. Any closer than 20 yards, like I said, you might spook them. Any further than 30, the shot might not do the job. This stuff works, but past 40 yards, you just don't want to risk it. And another thing I wanted to say is you want to use a full choke with this. An extra full choke with this size shot, like a turkey choke with this size shot, is it makes it spread out for some reason. I think it's because the BBs are so big and they're just not meant for that choke, that they actually knock away from each other or so. I'm not sure. But modified and full choke will get the job done. Modified's okay, but full choke is optimal. I've shot my Remington 870 with a full choke with this stuff at 20 yards. Gives me a pattern about that big, which is perfect. And 30 yards is a little more broad. But it's plenty to do the job. With this stuff, I have shot like a 20-pound pig, shot an 80-pound pig. My sister shot that pig. That thing was probably 60 or 70 pounds. I haven't shot any really big pigs with this stuff, but it works great for the younger boars and younger sows. The main reason I made this video is because I want more people to go out there on Louisiana public land during this time of year when the pigs aren't pressured and shoot more of them, because you can get on them and get the job done with this stuff, given you get close enough, and it's good practice for everything else for the upcoming season. It doesn't help that on public land you can't hunt for a few months out of the year, so it gives them time to breed and do their thing without people bothering them, and they just get worse and worse every year. So I'm hoping with this knowledge, you can take this knowledge and go out during teal season or even spring squirrel season and handle up on these pigs. Kill a few of them. We'll probably never really put a dent in the population, and we'll definitely never get rid of pigs. But this is a fun way to help the cause at least and get some meat on the table before the season starts. And because you need a few pigs to mix with your deer sausage. You just can't have deer sausage without the pork in it. And there's just nothing more exciting than dropping a pig at 25 yards with a shotgun. It's crazy. It's a crazy feeling. I've shot them with rifles and I've shot them with pistols, but shooting them, stalking a pig and getting within 30 yards of it and shooting it with essentially birdshot is pretty intense. It's pretty cool. So anyway, guys, if you can go watch the video of us hunting pigs on public land in Louisiana. That was during the May squirrel season, when it's the same rules apply for the teal season. Now you got to watch out. You obviously want to read up on the rules and regulations of the particular WMA you're going on in Louisiana, and you could probably do this across the Gulf Coast. Most of our seasons line up and our rules are almost the same in each state. You're going to want to read up on the times for the teal hunting, because sometimes waterfowl hunting on public land is limited from sunrise to 2 p.m. So you're going to probably want to do it in the morning. And just go out there, be safe, have fun, watch out for other hunters. Like I said, don't go out there scared. If you go out there scared, you might make a bad decision. Just go out there and have fun. Be careful. Wear your orange. Pigs don't see that well anyway. Make sure everybody else can see you. There's nothing more important than safety when we're out there. Anyway, guys, if y'all enjoyed the video, go ahead, like, and subscribe to the channel. And good luck this season. If y'all want to keep up with me, I will be posting videos on everything I'm doing this season. I do have a Missouri trip planned in late October. We're going to be doing a DIY hunt on some farmland. Basically, you pay a guy and he lets you stay in a cabin and you get to hunt the whole property. You get free reign over the place. He's got stands set up for you. Or you can go out with your climber and kind of scout and pick your own spot. It's going to be pretty awesome. Next best thing besides public land, but we're going to go this route first and kind of just get used to the Midwest thing, see how everything is. I'm not even familiar with the landscape. I've never been to the Midwest, but I'm excited. So anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video.